Hey, we made it to week 11 of the fourth down forecast.
And at this point in the NFL season, mid-November, we start to see some sketchy weather.
Yeah, but before we get to that, we got some congratulations in order as our own Sarah took down second place in it was a CBS Sports Grand Prize contest.
Tournament. Yeah.
And I want to congratulate the Week 10 top three, Kevin 101C, Sarah P218, and Ding Love. Those are the top three for the Week 10 contest.
All right, congrats. That was a big tournament. Lots of people in
Thank
there.
you.
And you took first place in our contest.
Sure did. It was a really good week 10 for me.
That's right. Hey, now before we get to our showcase games, tell me about the sketchy weather around the country real quick.
Okay, so in all three of these games, Green Bay at the Giants, Bengals at the Steelers, and Ravens at the Browns all have potential to have some wind and some even gustier conditions, like we're talking over 35 miles per hour. But the Pittsburgh game specifically does have a chance for rain. So if you are taking any of those teams for any of your bets or fantasy, just be mindful, check the weather before you make your final picks.
All right, first featured game is the 5-4 Chiefs at the 8-2 Broncos, and we're going to get into those records so I ain't making sense in a minute. But first, let's check out the weather, what you got going on there.
So here's what's happening in Denver. We have an area of high pressure, so you can expect mostly dry conditions and relatively warm weather. However, there is a small chance toward the end of the game that there could be some scattered or light showers as a weak upper level low approaches later on Sunday. But as you can see, expect temperatures in the 60s, and you can also see some light wind gusts around 15 miles an hour. Nothing crazy.
All right, but you know what is crazy? The Chiefs, despite being favored to win the Super Bowl, they're not even favored to win their own division.
Wait a second, how is that even possible?
Because the Broncos are 8-2, but they ain't 8-2 good. The math just ain't mathing.
So, well, what's the math?
Well, here's the math. The Broncos have beaten the 3-6 Jake Browning-led Bengals. They've beaten the 2-7 Geno Smith-led Raiders by 3 points. Anybody beat them? They've beaten the 3-7 Davis Mills-led Texans by 3 points.
Ooh.
The 2-8 Justin, she said who? The 2-8 Justin Fields-led Jets. They beat them by 2 damn points. The 2-7 Jackson Dart-led Giants by 1 point. And then they beat the 1-8 Cam Ward-led Texans by 1 score. So, yeah, in this one we got the Chiefs favored by 3.5, over/under of 44.5. Now the Broncos are 5-0 at home, undefeated at home. But why am I not a believer? Bo Nix, yes, he's been great at home, but not lately. He's been bad everywhere. Among 33 qualifying passers, Nix ranks 29th in yards per throw, 30th in completed air yardage, and 26th in success rate.
So how are they winning games then?
He's the Orange Crush. That's right, the league's best defense, in my opinion. They're the best at sacking the quarterback, 46 sacks. That's 14 more than the next team. But Broncos, they're going against the Chiefs here. The Chiefs, like I say, Super Bowl favorites, 5-4. They're getting things on track with the offense. I like the Chiefs to win this one. All right, when it comes to fantasy football, yeah, R.G. Harvey, the rookie, he's been boom or bust. He's going to get the start here, but he has 2 carries of 40 yards or longer, but doesn't have any other carries that are more than 10 or more yards.
So, because he's a little itty bitty guy, right?
He is a little itty bitty guy, 5'8", 205 pounds. He's a player that can handle it, though. He can handle the load. He's routinely carried over 20 carries a game in college.
If he was not an NFL player, someone being 205 at 5'8" would be grossly obese.
No, he'd just be a little bowling ball. You know what I mean? That's all. I saw a girl like that in the pub the other night. But anyway, hey, a fun fact about Denver, 90% of the LSD made in the 60s was made across the street from the Denver Zoo.
Using animal DNA in that LSD, huh?
I don't know.
Would you try it?
All right, now the 6-3 Bucs at the 6-3 Bills.
Ooh.
Sarah, what kind of weather conditions can we expect in this one?
Well, nothing that the Tampa Bay Bucs would be used to. So obviously, don't let this map overpower you. Buffalo is right there. There's a lot of colors happening, I know. So look, we have a chance for rain. We even have a slight chance for some snow showers. That's why you see that lighter blue color. Expect windy conditions around 24 miles an hour, even the chance for some wind gusts. So those are the stronger bursts of wind at times, like around 37 miles an hour. Now, temperatures are going to be in the low 40s to upper 30s, but because of that wind chill, it will feel like the high 20s to low 30s.
Yeah, Tampa Bay definitely ain't used to that kind of weather. Now, The game spread in terms of the point spread, 5.5. Buffalo's favored with a 47.5 over under. But hey, I don't know if you knew this, but we got some not some trivia, but check this out. Did you know that Josh Allen and yeah, that's right, Baker Mayfield were in the combine together, as you can see up there, and then look. Yeah, they were in a little boy band back at the combine times.
They sure look it with those cutoffs.
Yeah, but they're friends. They're actually still pretty good friends, and they like to go at each other, and this will be a competitive game here for sure.
Wow.
But yeah, in terms of these two matching up, the Bucs, they've covered 6 straight after a loss, and of course both teams are coming off a loss. But the Bucs are also 8-1 against the spread after a loss the past 2 seasons. Yeah, so this should be a competitive game, to say the least. See what is this? Oh, that's not an image at all. We don't need that one. Oh, hey, and a fun fact on Buffaloes.
Oh, yes.
Did you know they can reach speeds of up to 35 miles per hour, which is a faster peak than a horse?
The actual animal of buffalo.
Yeah, not Josh Allen. Actual animal. All right, now for what I think is the game of the week and could easily decide the NFC West. The 7-2 Seahawks at the 7-2 Rams. The Rams are favored by 3.5 with an over-under of 48.5 points. Now, the Rams are the new NFC favorites to reach a Super Bowl, according to the wise guys in Vegas. And they've won their last 3 games by an average of 23 points.
But Seattle is 4-0 on the road, though.
They've been tough on the road, and they have one of the best defenses in the league. And on the numbers say they have the best defense. So this one is a tough one to call. I'm going to give you what I got in here. You know, it took 17 years for Matt Stafford to finally get to 500 in his career. 120 wins and 120 losses with 1 tie. About 120 of those losses were in Detroit. But if you go to the game itself, it's going to be a slugfest, I think. So in terms of fantasy, listen, the Rams defense have allowed the fewest fantasy points per game to running backs. So, and they still not allowed to rush a touchdown all season. So why do I have this man up on the field?
Because he's really good.
And Smith and Jigga is the wide receiver. So Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, I ain't using them. So you're going to have to lead on the pass if you're trying to play fantasy with Seattle.
But what about on the Rams side? You have liked Matt Stafford in the past. Would you take him this week?
Again, toughest defense. Stafford's still awesome. He's got Puka and he's got Devontae Adams, but I would lower my expectations for him a little bit on this one because Seattle, that defense is just tough and they're coming to play. Now, a betting trend. The Seahawks are 4-0 outright and against the spread on the road this season, as Sarah alluded to earlier. And the Seahawks are 11-1 outright on the road under Coach McDonald. So you know what? 2 even teams, battle for the NFC West. If you're giving me points, I'm taking Seattle to cover. That's where I like this one.
All right, like how you deduced that finally.
Yes, I love it.
Ooh, you know I love Sunday Night Football, and this week we've got the 6-3 Lions at the 6-2 Eagles.
Yeah, what's the weather looking like?
Well, it's actually going to be pretty clear, but expect some windy conditions. So sustained winds around 14-15 miles an hour and stronger wind gusts at times. You see the 23 there. I say 23 to 25 miles an hour. So temps will be in the mid to low 40s, but of course with that wind chill, it will feel colder.
All right. Of course, there's a wind chill in Philadelphia because this guy, stop me if you've heard me before, but AJ Brown.
He's unhappy.
Yeah, let's take a listen to what he had to say this week, though.
Last year, what it was, thank you for the ring, but it's a new season. They adapted, we have to adapt, and we have to continue to get better and try to find new ways. So that's where the frustration comes in, because it's not about winning, you guys. I want to win, yes. I want to help contribute as well, do our thing on offense as well. I think that's fair.
I hate to seem so unhappy.
Well, he's out there doing cardio. You know what that means?
He's running around.
Just running around. He ain't getting the ball. They ain't throwing the ball. He just running, doing cardio.
Well, he can't force the ball to come to him.
No, he can't. And there's a reason. Look, the Eagles, they can play that way. They've shown that way last year that they can play. But when they started winning is when they just deflated the ball, if you will. Deflated the ball. The Eagles only have 4 turnovers this season. That's the fewest in the NFL and the fewest through 9 games of a season in franchise history. So they're not going to risk it to get the biscuit. But things may change this week.
Well, why this week?
Well, because the Lions defense has been better against the run than the pass. In fact, they shut down the run a lot, which creates a unique opportunity for these guys up here, Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. Even Devontae Smith could get it going.
Well, AJ's not going to want him to get it.
No. And here's a betting tip for you if you're playing at home, folks. If you're betting like we are, you know, we don't call our guy or what we got. But anyway, the Lions are 12-4 against the spread in primetime games under Coach Campbell. And that's 13-3 outright. So they'd be winning on primetime.
I tell you, there's something about those lights. The Lions do well. Well, coming off a big win, I do feel like there's a lot of pressure for this week in fantasy. So I would love to hear your fantasy football tips.
Yes. I know they usually help out. And this week, I got a couple pointers for you. First and foremost, at running back, there's one guy. This is the guy I really want. I'm getting in. Jalen Warren.
Really?
They're playing the damn Bengals. And let me tell you about this Bengals defense. Cincinnati has allowed the most fantasy points per game to running backs. They've allowed 140 plus scrimmage yards to a running back in 4 straight weeks. So who do we got this week? Jalen Warren comes to town.
Okay.
Not a great running back, but he's good enough, damn it. He might be able to get a couple yards in that game. Now, originally I had Jamar Chase, but you know, you gave that the wind, the weather, and with the wind and all, so I'm a little scared off of that. Like, just been big on a receiver each
Plus, he's 8,500. It's like a pretty big gamble.
Well, I'm still going to take a gamble with spending $8,000 on CeeDee Lamb because they're playing the Raiders indoor, controlled environment in Vegas.
That makes sense.
Yeah, they will put up points. So this week, my big receiver is CeeDee Lamb. So those are my 2 fantasy football tips of the week. And you have to see if they'll be on Sarah's team or not. Maybe she trusts me, maybe she don't. But we'll have to see. Good luck out there.
All right, friends. Well, that's a wrap on week 11. Don't forget to subscribe. And of course, hit that thumbs up button and tell a friend.
Tell a friend.